Welcome to another episode of This Is Anything Goes. So today won't be a DIY but more of a public service announcement. Here I'm going to list down 11 things to check before you go on a long distance journey. So let's get to it. Okay, the first thing and the most important thing to check is your coolant level. So usually you have a low and a high over here, or full. Make sure it's at full. Alright, so if it's not, what you need to do is you need to add coolant or distilled water, but preferably coolant, because even though it's distilled water, it might cause problem for your radiator. Next thing to check is your wiper fluid. Make sure you have enough of it. Seems good. You can always fill this all the way to the top. It doesn't really affect anything, but always make sure it's filled up. Third thing to check is your fluids. So make sure your power steering fluid is at maximum and your brake fluid is also here. Okay, and it's not too dark, so that's good. If it has gone black, then it's time to actually change that, because if you were in a situation where you have a lot of braking, like you're going up here and down here, or maybe up Genting and Camerons, your brake fluid might degrade and you might lose your brakes, in which you will probably just crash. Next thing to check is your lights. Make sure all your lights are working, the auxiliary lights, the headlight, the main light, the fog lights, all the lights, and the most important is those at your back. Make sure your lights at the back is working as well. So you have the auxiliary lights, you have the brake lights, and the reverse light. Make sure those are all working. Make sure your time to service is not too close to your long journey. Make sure it has enough to actually last throughout your journey. If not, get your car serviced early. If you have not done so in probably 3 to 4 years, make sure you have your aircon checked by a specialist, because long distance without aircon, it's hell on earth. Make sure you clean your car, because a clean car is very pleasant for a long journey. If you have a dirty car or messy car, well, yourself and your occupants will not enjoy the trip. So make sure you clean the car before your long trip. Next up, make sure you clean your car. A dirty car makes for an unpleasant journey. So make sure you wash the car, clean the inside. Check your tires. Make sure your tires still have at least 30% tread on it. Like mine, it's about time to change, so I will not be bringing this car for long distance until I have that change. And also check the tire pressure. Make sure it's inflated properly, not overinflated, not underinflated. Next up, make sure you check your air filters and just to make sure that it is not clogged up. In the case of mine, it's time for me to get this cleaned up. Last but not least, make sure you check your engine oil and your gearbox oil. See if it's of a weird color. If these two particular oil is creamy in color, that means you might have water present in your engine, which is not good. So don't take it for long distance. It might break down anytime soon. And also make sure you check the level to make sure it's at the correct level.